Hello everyone, we are back where we left yesterday. We just got into Herborea, which is the cold act, and we're gonna keep going. So at this stage, again, we're kind of reaching a spike in difficulty in the campaign that is pretty noticeable. Again, the most important thing for this area is like make sure you have your elemental resistance somehow covered. You guys can see I don't really have cold resistance, so that's gonna be pretty important for this act. So we're gonna see if the vendor has any cold resistance that maybe we can make use of. We have elemental resistance here. This comes with lightning res and mana. This is kind of nice for us at the moment. Honestly, it's a pretty decent armor because of the mana regen per lightning. So I'm gonna keep that. Cold resistance catalyst, we're not really using a catalyst. Elemental resistance with lightning resistance. See, this ring, just because the implicit is so good, 15% elemental resistance can be actually pretty nice. Again, the lightning resistance is nice, and we're overcapped, so we're getting elemental res. This cold damage is nice, but the 3% movement speed, we're doing enough damage. We can shatter this. We got cold damage, perfect, right? The damage over time is useless, but our priority here is cold resistance. We have 5 cold resistance, and again, since I mentioned this is the most important thing, we're not gonna fuck around. Don't risk it to RNG. You need this item. Just go for it. You get the 25 plus the 16, and just like that, your cold resistance is looking, a bit more healthy, at least a bit more healthy. There might be a place where we can add cold resistance where we don't have it, for example, or amulet, right? You could just go do that. You could try to look for a better base, We could do that too. We have a bit of gold, right? Yes. So let's see if there's an amulet. No amulet's here, but maybe if we go to the gambler, we can find something decent for us. Where is the gambler? End of time. We go to the end of time, and we can check where I think we just got level 40, if I'm not mistaken, level 40. So let's see what bases are available to us. We have lightning resistance with lightning damage. Again, lightning resistance is pretty decent for us because again we're getting mana regen out of lightning resistance. Cast speed is good because it's damage. So again, these are pretty decent. This could also be decent, this gold ring. It's pretty expensive, 4,000 gold, but I'm gonna get it, see if we get lucky. And I think I'm gonna go for the lightning resistance amulets. Let's see if we get lucky. So cold damage with elemental res, pretty fucking nice. And and then we got elemental res with necrotic resistance and lightning resistance with spell damage. So much better than ours. The fist resistance is good though. So we're gonna try to keep this physical resistance. We got necrotic resistance here, right? We got elemental resistance there. This is nice. We could even add more elemental resistance. Again, if we break this, it's not a big deal. We break it. Lucky, What can you do? This right now is pretty fucking useless, right? This helmet, so we can take a look at replacing our helmet and maybe get some physical resistance helmet. We mentioned this is not that important at the moment because we're getting the cold damage here. And guess what? This has room to get physical resistance, right? Let's get some physical resistance. We got the freeze rate, which we didn't care that much, but we got cold resistance out of that, so not that great, not that bad. Again, we don't 20% chance to break this item is not something we can afford. We're just gonna guardian it, right? We got some physical resistance that we lost, and just like that, our cold resistance is looking nice. Or lightning resistance is looking really nice, and look at my mana regen right now. Because of this lightning resistance, right? You can see for each piece, thanks to this chest piece, my mana regen is going up, right? So that's pretty nice. We got like almost 6 regen out of that. And for a build like Glacier, it's actually pretty nice. It's gonna be completely useless later, but this is pretty nice to increase health. We could use that. Why not? It's gonna make us tankier. But let's see what's available to us on the helmet section. We have fire resistance, which we're lacking a bit, and crit chance. This is pretty expensive, and the fire res we're pretty much capped, right? We have also Outcast Gloves, which are really good with the Necro Res. We can go to that later, honestly. Because since right now we're not really facing necrotic threats. So we're gonna go for this, for the crit chance, it's just 5000. Let's see. We basically wanna add physical resistance to this. We got Vitality, Mana, Necro Res. Not horrible actually. Not horrible actually. We still want somewhere, look, we have Fizz Res on a Relic, perfect. We can max this. Unlucky, I should have gone for Guardians. What can you do? And this item is pretty useless at the moment, so let's see if we have a good belt. Armor, dodge rating, health, not bad. I'm pretty sure I kept a mana belt later with cold resistance, we could have used that. I paid attention. What else? Elemental resistance, increase health. This one's pretty good and comes with some mana. Elemental resistance again is something we want. And we can just go for the physical resistance that we're missing at the moment, right? We can get the mana regen that we lost. And maybe some cold damage, you know. Why not? Just a tier 1. Hey, fuck it, you know. 23, there you go. And now we should be looking pretty good, right? We're pretty much capped on everything. Or Necrotic and or Void resistance are non-existent at the moment, but it doesn't really matter, like I mentioned, because we're not gonna face enemies that have those kind of damages at the moment, right? We're gonna be fighting mainly cold and physical damage mobs with some extra elemental damage, and we're super ready for that. We go back to the Divine Era. Herboria, let's go. I watched the first part on YouTube, pretty good stuff, thank you, thank you. I'm trying to go straight into the educational part earlier, because on the previous video, like, it was kind of improvised, so like the first 20 minutes or so, I was like talking about random stuff. Alright. We need to go down to the fortress, you know, the Wengari fortress. I'm pretty sure Wengari fortress used to be probably the hardest area in the game back when I started playing, like almost 2 years ago. Again, our damage is doing pretty good. We need to stick with this weapon till level 50, where we get the next weapon, which I'm not mistaken is Woodland stuff, which is level 50. You enjoyed the gameplay with a bit of tea? Nice, nice. It's pretty chill, right? It's pretty good density, that's why I'm stopping to kill the enemies. Again, like I mentioned, I'm a bit over leveled, right? I'm 6 levels behind. So might as well kill the mobs. It's like a one-shot kill, right? And I'm getting a lot of value, XP. Density is good, I don't lose anything. Oh, rabbit. We gotta be careful with this guy. Raid leader. Those guys are so annoying in endgame because they have this dash. Okay, good. Poison resistance. Tougher amulet. Look, that's exactly what we needed, but it's level 44. The cold resistance. I'm probably gonna change to that eventually. It came with armor shred, which is a really good way to increase your damage. Movement speed? Movement speed, nice. Again, we're still rocking the no filter adventure. Just so you guys can see that you can do this on your first playthrough without knowing much. But we might add a rule or two into our filter just to make our life a bit easier, we'll see. Okay, Wengari Fortress, boys. You gotta be careful here, especially with one of the bosses. These guys, the shamans, the guys that cast like the cold thing, they give damage reduction to nearby enemies. Well, the enemies they cast their spell on, so you gotta kill them basically. It's like super. I don't know exactly the exact number, but I think it's like 90% damage reduction or something crazy. It's a lot of DR. Like you go from hitting enemies for 1000 to 100. That applies also in the endgame when you're doing Monolith. So if you see the goats that have like a cold spell thingy, just kill them. These guys. Super annoying. And they also make your game lag. So that's also not good. So we're gonna go fight the Beastmaster first, which is this guy on top. It does physical damage, so if you don't have fizz resistance, be careful. But with builds like this, with AoE, you can cheese them pretty easy. You can see he's like hitting me pretty hard. But if you stand behind this group of people, it counts as a structure for whatever reason, so his axes don't go through. You can cheese him. It's not necessary. If you're well equipped, you're not gonna need to do that, but there's that info there, that intel. Nothing really good. And now we go for the fuckers. Be careful because the wolves keep spawning here. What are we going for? Oh yeah, this. Right, cool. There's a bunch of quests in this area. In the Wengari Fortress, there's like 3 quests. As you can tell, there's a lot of arrows. I like to do them in this order, but you can do them on any order you want. It's just because there's stuff to kill all the way, so you're always farming a bit. And again, as you can tell, the experience here, because we're so underleveled, is pretty decent. We're gonna go into less elemental damage taken. For this fight, it's actually even better, because they're gonna be doing elemental damage. Be careful with this fight. There's this guy who jumps, and this guy who, you see, he buffed him. Right now, this guy has damage reduction. And then that guy jumps, and that jump would basically one-shot you. So be careful. And you got that jump. So as you can tell, the guy that is a spellcaster is taking way more damage than the. See, he's taking 500 damage from the first, and now it's hitting like 2000, right? Because the buff he had on him like ran out, and he's taking regular damage now basically, because he's not buffed anymore. Nice. This fight can be a bit tricky, especially if you lack the damage. So keep it in mind. We had a lot of damage though, so it didn't matter. Be careful with the jump. Always save your dash, just in case. Now we go down. Like I mentioned, with this pathing, you're always killing stuff. You're always getting some sort of XP. Kill the shamans. And now we go back at killing right here. Again, like I mentioned, this area used to kill so many people. It was like a huge jump in difficulty back then. Now it's not so bad because they did some changing to the scaling. In fact, the campaign right now in Last Epoch is pretty easy, like really easy. The newest Act 9, is like a substantial jump in difficulty though. What's this called? The new boss, which we'll do pretty soon. It's definitely a jump in difficulty, but that's pretty nice. Lots of void resistance. As I mentioned, we don't have void resistance at the moment, right? So it's good to keep it in. It's good to keep it in mind for the future. Get some void resistance on our pocket if we do an area that has void enemies. Okay, we can get out. Pretty nice. And because we took the previous, we got idle slots here, I'm pretty sure. Nice. Idle slots again can be really nice just because you can get resistances or whatever, right? You have some small idols, I think. You can just have Fizz Res here, right? Which we didn't have. And we have what? Cold damage, which we're doing cold damage, right? So again, it's not like huge, but might as well min-max while you can. Now, even though it says this quest is not done, it's actually done. So let's go to the Herborian Forest, which we previously took on our way down there. And now we get into the Tundra Cave. The Ice Caverns, which is what connects to the Tundra. On my first ever playthrough, I died, I'm not gonna lie, I died, I wanna say 20 times in this place. I was playing like a melee paladin or something, like a Hammerdin, sorry. But my build was really bad, right? It was my first character years ago, no one knew what the fuck was going on. And these raptors that come at you and they like spit ice, legit one-shot me. Like, they can't even get to me now. But yeah, I died so many times. You just gotta kill this guy and that's it. But you can see they do this attack. Basically what you wanna do is you wanna bait their attack and then just teleport behind them or whatever, right? Use your mobility. If you don't have cold resistance, they still hurt a bit, but it's not at all what they used to, where they were literally one-shot machines. But yeah, I died a lot here. I mean, it didn't matter, right? Because I was playing softcore and I just kept running at them until I killed them all. My persistence was more effective than their damage. Nice. We just used a bunch of resources for crafting, right? Gotta go up. Again, just getting XP since we're getting we don't wanna zoom and just like be super under leveled. You always wanna be kinda like around the level. You don't want to be like 20 levels behind or something, or 20 levels up, because then you're just not really advancing at a good pace. You're kind of like hurting your XP curve, your XP per minute. So, I don't know, this works for me. Some people don't even do this part in the campaign. They're around level 40 or whatever. Some people like going straight into Monolith. I sometimes do that if I just want to speed level and then I come back to the campaign later. But since this is like a let's play kind of thing, I'm gonna show it like the way it's meant to be played, basically. And the reason people like going into the endgame first is because you can get a unique from the first boss in Monolith, Abomination, called Woven Flesh, and it's like a 50-50 drop pretty much. And well, that thing gives 100% crit avoidance, so you can get into the end game or into the later acts knowing that you're not gonna get crit randomly, you know, which is pretty big, right? Okay, we're gonna go into the cold resistance armor because we're capped anyway, and at least we're getting value from armor, right? When we TP. Now we can go for the crit chance and then crit multi. We could go. This is not that massive for us at the moment. You could also go for spellbait these points that I mentioned. The reason this is good to do is because now that we're gonna max our teleport, we're gonna be able to take elemental resistances from our gear. Because obviously right now our resistances are covered, and we have a lot of it, but we have nothing of this. So the idea is that you wanna keep getting resistances from your passives, so then you can use your gear to get the resistances you can't get from your passives, right? Right now Void is not a problem because I'm not fighting Void, but when I want to get Void, I need to make sure that I'm getting my elemental resistances from another source, so I'm not suddenly naked in that regard, right? You have to be getting more stuff on your build without losing stuff, right? If you're getting a lot of HP but you're losing resistances, it's not good, right? If you're getting resistances but you're losing HP, it's the same way around, right? If you're getting a lot of necrotic resistance but you're losing your Void, well, ideally you wanna keep adding stuff without losing the stuff that you currently have, and it's kind of like a puzzle, right? A lot of people find it frustrating, like they find it limiting or whatever, the gearing in RPGs. I think it's kind of fun, like figuring out the best way to do things. It's kind of like what the game is about, right?
You get lost without a trace.
Let's see.
Just be part of the system.
And not only that, a lot of beginner players, you know, they look at they install the game, they look at the passive tree, and the first thing they want to do is they just want to get damage fucking everywhere. When in reality, if you know what you're doing, you can get a shit ton of damage. Again, I'm one-shotting literally everything, like 10 levels down, right? And again, I haven't geared for damage at all, other than my weapon, right? And you just gotta use the right passives, knowing what abilities are good for leveling, knowing what is the best way to do damage early on, etc. You know, which I basically talk about it on the last video, right? Make sure you upgrade your, you know, your weapon. You know, if you're level 40, use the level 40 base. If you're level 50, upgrade to level 50 base, and so on. As you can tell at this point, careful with this guy, he basically multiplies, and you kind of like, you gotta keep track of the original, which I think is this one. But I mean, you can just fucking blast them all, right? It was that one indeed. You can just blast them all until they die. Don't get hit by the big explosion. That one. And that's it pretty much. Endurance boots. That's a pretty nice axe for this level, tier 3 piece, but we progress. Again, this boss, if you don't have enough damage, can be a bit annoying, right? Because it starts multiplying and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And he starts doing all this like fucking bazooka animations, and I've seen people die to this boss many times on tournaments and stuff. I'm not gonna say who it is. Mao. But it's a friend of mine, and I think he will forever have PTSD of this boss. Again, our damage is kind of ramping up. You realize, like, the more crit I've been getting, the more mana regen I've been getting, the less I have to rely on mana strike to get my mana back, right? Like, I'm basically well, getting my mana back, like, every time I cast the ability, trying to time it with preparation, sorry, with the passive. The idea, you know, is as soon as you see the preparation, you unleash. Gotta be careful with in this area, because you have those like summoner guys that look like, I don't know, they're like cold humans kind of thing. Yes. And those guys apply chill on you. It's really annoying because they will slow you down. Bleeding Heart. Bleeding Heart is a pretty, I mean, for this build in particular, it's not the best, but Bleeding Heart is a really good unique, especially early on, because it allows you to basically lifesteal a lot. It comes with a bunch of lifesteal, life leech, and it applies to everything, you know, dots, whatever. So if you have that item, you basically can't yeah, if you take damage, you basically re-heal instantly. Alright, let's do this. I mean, this boss, if you're playing range, is an absolute joke, and if you're playing melee, it's annoying as fuck. He doesn't really do much, right? But he has this like slam attack, and if he crits you, like oi oi oi, he does damage. Again, I'm playing range, so he can never. But if you get close to him, like we'll see, he's gonna do it now. That one, that attack, be careful. If you're playing range, again, he can never reach you. Getting my mana back a bit. Again, ranged is really balanced in this game, like in every action RPG, I guess. Oh, this fight is really old. I wouldn't be surprised if this fight is gonna get redone eventually. They've been like updating some of the older fights, and they're all really cool, you know, all the ones that were like basically as basic as this one. So I wouldn't be surprised if this fight gets updated soon. This fight, again, this fight was in the game 2 years ago when I started playing, and if you keep updated with the, you know, if you've been checking out the game and you've seen the recent bosses that the devs have been able to do and craft, well, they're way more exciting than a tree that slams the floor every so on. But yeah. Alright, we say thank you to everyone. Well, everyone says thanks to us, actually. We got some idol slots, which are pretty poc, right? Again, like I mentioned, we have some idols. I think we have some necrotic resistance, some fire resistance, right? Necrotic resistance with vitality, pretty fucking nice. We have a more necrotic resistance here, really nice. So we're definitely gonna... This fire resistance is not that important for us, because we're capped, right? It's always good to keep this at handy, you know, you never know. And again, if I find any 1x1, sorry, I'll take a look and see if I can use it or not. Right, let's go. We are done with Act 7, just like that. Again, I did this pretty slow, just because I was talking, but you can do this act in literally 15 minutes if you just rush and just, you know what you're doing. The campaign, again, you can do the campaign really fast. Again, I'm under leveled as fuck, so I'm just killing everything. If you're playing a bit slower than me and you're playing at your own pace, killing every mob and so on, well, you're not gonna be as under leveled as me. Again, this is level 49, we're level 43, so... Kill the big guy if we can. This big chunk of XP. Nice. Pretty good stuff. And now we have the beautiful deer is dead animation.
Even the gods cannot observe what fate intends for us. Do not let it bind you. Farewell.
Yes?
Bye bye. Why do you have only 500 HP? You are a noob. What's up, Tyra? Good morning. Well, good morning, Kek. Good afternoon. We're doing a video for YouTube, okay? Stay professional. Oh, yeah. I started this yesterday and I thought I would keep it doing it. It could be fun. We're still level 49, so grab all the good stuff. Ooh, movement speed book. See what's that? Vitality and something that we don't care about. Refinement is really nice. It basically allows you to re-roll the rolls of whatever affixes you have. And it's pretty important for some things like crit avoidance, you know, where you want to make sure you roll enough so you cap your crit avoidance and things like that. We're gonna be finding elemental resistance. Tablet? Calamity. A bit late for Calamity. It's an early game item. Comes with a lot of fire damage and ignite. It's pretty nice, you know, if you get Calamity and you're playing like a fire skill early on. Calamity can be really nice, but it's a level 7 item. Right now it's not good enough for us. 69 fire damage, poke. Perfect item.
Yes.
We need to help the citizens of this harbor. So let's go do that. It will be alright.
Yes.
Go to the chieftain and let's do this in the order I like to do it. You can do this on any particular order, but again, for the same reason that I mentioned, right? I like to always get XP. I do it in this order. Get out of here. Oh, we got a beetle poke. Black hole leveling guide when black hole is usable. Black hole is an interesting ability. It's actually not that bad as utility, but that's all it is. Really nice. If you ever feel you're a bit in danger, you can always just like flame ward, you know, prevention in prevention of you taking damage. We go down now. I wanna kill them all. Try to aim your glacier so the big hit hits the maximum enemies, right? You don't really care about the first hits. Because you're building for the damage of the third one, and the third one is the one that hits the hardest by default. With the ignites. And this guy is just XP, so I kill it. Boom. Get out of here. is that cold damage, Sapphire Ring. Those are come with a mana regen, which can be pretty nice if we're capped in, if we don't have access to anything useful. Pretty sure we killed everything, right? Yeah. We gotta kill the big eagle there. We killed it. And on your way back, enemies spawn, so get more XP. Nice. Now we can take a lovely portal, so we don't have to walk as much. Because we don't like walking. Beautiful. We got pretty good XP there. Again, we're level area 50, we're 44, so we catched up a bit because we stopped killing some enemies. This area is a bit of a labyrinth, but once you do it a few times, you learn what the path is. There's a few paths actually. I'll do the one that I like doing. We can take if you have a bit of a obsession with waypoints like me, you can go grab this waypoint. But it's not necessary. You don't need to come back here. Herborium boots are pretty nice. They come with cold resistance by default. Big miss. You can see in this area we're kind of lacking a bit of damage, but it's level area 50, so we can look at woodland staff drops, so we can use it later. So I'm gonna keep an eye. Careful with the projectiles, the novas that fall on you, these things. There's mites actually. That's nice. Big crap. Got him. Got the damage reduction, got the elemental resistances. Nice. OP waypoint. You have like a bit of an ambush here. You gotta kill all the enemies. Be careful with the golems. They have like this attack, right? And when they reach 50% HP, they like set themselves in fire. Like they only do it once, but they reach half HP. I could have killed him, but I wanted you guys to see it. And then they have like this bazooka attack and this like flamethrower attack. Just get behind them, basically. Kite around them. Now a few chickens spawn. We kill the chickens. More chickens. This guy has chance to dodge, it's OP. Now we talk to this girl. She will tell us that we are not allowed to do what we're doing, but we don't care. We go do the optional quest because we get idle slots and it's really close. We can do this really fast. And now we do the quick staircase technique. Just reset your cooldown every time you teleport. Boom. Because you basically load a new room, your cooldown is reset. So you basically skip all the going up and all the fighting that you in theory have to do there. This guy basically has this like aura around him and makes it so the other enemies take less damage. And then he has like this Nova attack and he has this spinning attack. Be careful, don't get hit by this, but the meteorites, everything else is, you can pretty much tank. Especially if you get hit by a couple of them, right? It can be a bit rough. But again, we're just strong enough. Check if we got something. Oop. And now we just gotta take the staircase one time. One time we'll do it. Sleepy in the chat says, can I play with you? Depends. If you join my OnlyFans. Or if you wait for multiplayer. So 2025. Alright, let's keep progressing. Oh, that was a big miss. Spell damage is good, so I'll grab it. Not bad. We grab it. Only 220k points to go VIP. The easiest way to get VIP in this channel is to gamble all your points when there's gambles. I've seen crazy stuff. I've seen people make hundreds of thousands of coins. Obviously being a believer, obviously. If you're a believer, you always win in this channel. If you're a doubter, you will go broke. It is what it is. And now we get to Tetima, which is the last one. Act 8. This is Act 8 right here. Well, it's the last hub of Act 8. Like all of what we've done, it's been Act 8.
May I help you?
Ooh, nice.
Farewell. Terra's blessings. Farewell.
We talk to all the NPCs because we are good boys. I am ready. This guy is called Horton. So, well, if you know, you know. I'm not gonna spoil the lore of the game, you know. But let's just say the future is not looking human for him, you know. The future is definitely not human for him. Alright. Cool. Let's progress. We just gotta walk through this coral area. We're like in a that guy basically is like a captain. He has a ship, right? And he like well, he takes us with his ship to this like Atlantis kind of looking island where there's like sea creatures and shit. Be careful here because the density starts, you know, you can tell the density keeps getting a bit. So if you pull too much, you might get like overwhelmed or whatever. But for the most part, it's fine. Okay, gloves. Boulder Fist. These are pretty useless. Unless you're doing like a stun build or a low life build or something weird. Well, that enemy went went on a trip. Right. Now you get to this place. You don't actually need to go here, but I'll just show it. You get to this place and this like beach appears and tells you that you need to find these two crystals. There's one crystal to the left, one to the right. And we're gonna grab them in order. She's a pretty annoying boss later on. Alright, we're done with the Velvet points. We can go back to Zork. Get some more crit chance. Spoke to this NPC and he will tell us that we need to do a bunch of shit, like help like the sailors or something. And when we get there, we realize that all the sailors, all the crew has been like converted to like creatures. So we can basically put them to rest, pretty much. And now when we get here, we're gonna get the objective. If I'm not mistaken. With the were sharks. It's funny, I left a void horror. I just realized I left a void horror alive. I'll go kill it later. Alright, nice. Give me mana. Again, it's really good density right here, so might as well just kill everything you can because it's really easy. Really good density, you get good XP. So why not? We talk to this guy now. Please, thank you. And now we got all of these mobs that respawn. And we walk towards the other area. Again, we keep leveling. I saw Outcast gloves there. So I might grab them because they might be useful later on. Endurance, not the best. Necrotic Grass, Silver Trail, that's Amulet, Spell Damage, Poison, Penetration. Not what we want, but again, just keep an eye on the items on the floor. You know, you never know. Get familiar with what can drop how the items in the game are, etc. I'm gonna kill this guy because he would spit at me if I didn't kill him, and we don't tolerate here around here. We don't tolerate that around here. My English is kind of broken today. We can get a bit of chill since I have cold. I like getting at least a point here because it's doubled, so you have like 14% chill, and then we can go into crit. So I kind of, especially since it's hardcore, I'm gonna grab this just because the chill is really nice. We have 14% chill now with Glacier. Chill, basically, you can read what it does on your character sheet here, but what it does, it's like it's an ailment. It stacks 3 times and it slows the enemy, like it slows their cast speed, their attack speed, and their movement speed. And the movement speed slow stacks on top of the slow, regular slow ailment, so you can like basically double slow enemies with slow and chill. And enemies can also do that to you, so keep that in mind. If you suddenly can't fucking move, you might want to check that you probably have chill and slow in you both. Alright, we need to grab some eggs. This is the MMO quest of the game, where you have to do a bunch of like egg gathering in the middle of this epic quest of saving the world. We're gonna make some omelets. Because, you know, omelets are good. And we're gonna kill crabs also, so we can, you know, we're gonna eat the omelet with something. So again, you got there the giant crab counter and the egg counter. I'm pretty lazy with this. I have a way to do it. Right here next to gate elemental damage. Right here next to the thingy that you need to grab. There's this beautiful 3x stash. 1, 2, 3. And if you take a portal right in front of it, let's just say nature is just incredible sometimes, and eggs can hatch really fast. So here they are. What can I say? I'm a bit of an egg prodigy farmer. Minecraft teached me the ways, and here I am. Because I can't I can't bother walking around catching them all, basically. And the best part is, by doing this, we respawn the mobs, so we can go back to the captain while getting XP, you know, which is the most important part. We have 1 egg left. We can grab any of the eggs that we get on the way. Like this one. Nice. I'll let him know that we got the eggs. We're gonna upgrade our points here. Again, not a big deal. We can go for the duration now. You know, more duration is better because, well, we're gonna have the damage reduction for up for a longer time. Oops. That's pretty nice. Sorry for the FPS. The inventory sometimes destroys FPS. Again, you don't need this waypoint at all, but just showing you guys where it is. Getting some XP, hopefully we level before we leave. No movement speed, sadly. Which, to be honest, we should be looking at upgrading our movement speed on our boots. You always wanna make sure you wear as much movement speed as you can. Replace the fragments. Let's see if we can get it. We have one more. Guardian, we don't fuck around. Pretty nice. I think we found boots with movement speed. So let's see if we get lucky and we get the movement speed. Of course! Of course. We got everything but the movement speed, you know? It is what it is. Happens to all of us, you know? Okay, now we're in the Temple of Lagon. It's a pretty cool location. Again, crazy density. The difficulty is also it's not hard at all. And we have one goal here. We want to get, if we can. That's really nice that we dropped that coral ring. It's a really good base because it comes with vitality, which is HP. We want to try to get a woodland staff before we kill Lagon, so our Lagon fight doesn't take 20 minutes, basically. Lagon is basically the boss of this act. Daredevil, what's up? How are you doing in the chat? Again, we're looking for woodland stuff, like I said. Our damage is pretty nuts. Careful with the Maruna ogres. They have like this big slam thing. And be careful with the Axetols, like those like octopus guys. Their projectiles do more damage depending on how far away you are. So if you're really far away, you might suddenly get like exploded and you're like, what the fuck happened? And it's because maybe you got hit by the projectile max range. Keep that in mind. Maruna Sirens, really annoying also. Woodland stuff. Ooh, this is a good idol. 16 void resistance with 2 vitality. This idol is basically worth a lot for us right now. Especially considering we don't have any void resistance, right? And we're getting HP because of the vitality, like I mentioned. So really, really good stuff. I'm gonna put another point on the chill, just so we get 20% chill. I think 20% is enough. And after that, we're gonna go for crit. I feel like our damage is fine right now and our sustain is fine, so... Again, we need to be level 50 to use woodland stuff. So, ideally we want to level to level 50. Before Lagon. Otherwise Lagon is gonna take quite a while because he's a tanky boy. He's a tanky boy. Alright, again, this area has a lot of density, so just kill everything you see. This guy. He literally jumped every glacier. He was like fucking Jackie Chan. That guy had frenzy, so he was like faster than normal. Keep an eye. At this point in the game, you probably need to start looking at some of the modifiers that mobs have, because some of the modifiers will drastically change the behavior of the mobs. Things like fast attack speed, fast, frenzy, and rage. Yeah, rampant. Right, all of those are annoying. Okay, we want one more level. We're going for the crit like I mentioned. We gotta go up now, but I'm a bit short on defense. Sorry, on XP. So we're gonna do some farming. Not that great. Careful with those crabs. The lightning damage they do is actually pretty nasty, especially in Monolith. To get familiar with them. This guy revives. Another woodland stuff. Face damage. Absolutely nothing we won. But what can you do? We might need to gamble for one, because the ones we're dropping are not that great. We can see the objective is there, right? But again, I want to reach level 50. I would normally don't do the level 50, I would just go like this. But since it's like a guided playthrough, I'll try to give you all the tips I can, right? Careful with those guys, especially when they go like berserk like that. One thing that we can do, just like we did with the X, we can just take a portal, go back in, and all the mobs will respawn. Because right now the game is single player and there's no instances, right? We can also take to this guy. That's XP, so hey, worth it. Obviously when the game goes live, I don't think you're gonna be able to do these things, because there's gonna be like, the servers are gonna remember that you killed everything. Right now it's just loading the entire instance. So when it comes to mob respawn. Oh, another woodland stuff, cast speed. I'm just gonna do the classic organize, you know. My current stuff is pretty good, so let's see if we get a decent woodland. Be careful with the less damage taken aura. Movement speed, really nice. We'll try to get or boost movement speed. I'll crit. Almost there. Again, be careful with the were sharks because they're annoying with their dash. Okay, almost there now. Please! Okay, there it is. We got the level 50, we got another skill, which is really nice. And now we can go through this door into the Architect's something. It's called the Architect's... the Sanctum of the Architect. That's the name. I knew exactly where I was going.
Gods forgive me. I'm actually starting to regret I never learned that drying cantrip.
Now we're gonna do some shopping, boys. Level 50 like we wanted, pretty big. Again, things we can do at level 50, right? No woodland. First of all, let's see what we have here. Physical damage, completely useless, and 55 flat. We want a 60 if possible. Crit multi, lightning damage, and with chill and ignite, could be better, could be worse. Cast speed, not bad with 59 and physical damage. Stun chance, poison and hit, not horrible. I think this one is probably the best. Now, things that could be useful right now. Well, if we remove the physical damage, we can use this. Let's see if we get lucky. No, and no. But this one is basically discarded. This one has 61, 53, 55, 55, 59. I'm gonna use this one though, because this one is too much high stability. I have a cleansing. I never see people use this, but cleansing is really nice. Cleansing is really nice because it removes everything, 2 stability. And now again, what do we have in our weapon? We have cold damage and spell damage, right? And we just wanna do precisely that. Spell damage, cold damage. We're doing it this way, our chances are as high as possible. Again, we have 52, right? 32. Again, we could YOLO this. Okay, we got kind of lucky. Now we're gonna go for Guardians. Okay, 80. This rolled really bad. Okay, and now we're gonna break for current stuff. Okay. Because we need the shards basically. Spell and cold, perfect. I'm gonna go for a spell first because I wanna guardian this, and hopefully if we get it to tier 5, it's really good. Okay, and okay, 190 spell damage, really nice. It has a minor fracture of 12. Who gives a shit, right? And damaging 22. It's a 50-50. It's not worth, honestly. And again, our previous damage, I think we were at 6k with the buffs, right? Now we are at 13k. So again, we doubled our DPS doing this, and we get a new ability. You can go do whatever you want. We could start going for focus, so we can get rid of Mana Strike. And you want to still keep Mana Strike just in case you need it, right? You could start leveling a second ability. I'm gonna go for focus, you know, keep it kind of like standard. I'm gonna go for the classic setup where you get mana back when you are negative mana, which I really like with Glacier, because Glacier spends a lot of mana. And now we can go back to this fight with our upgrades. Alright. Again, make sure you have lightning resistance for this fight. She's a bitch. She runs a lot. But again, we're fucking blasting her. Where is she? Down there. She spawns like add-ons and stuff. It's annoying. But we're absolutely blasting her. Not to mention we don't take damage, right? There she go. So she has multiple attacks, right? She has like the straight projectile, she has like the little circle. It's a fight you gotta get like familiar with a bit, but again, once you know what you're doing, it's like completely, it's like a joke, basically. Cooldown recovery is always nice to have. And now we go for the big boy, the octopus. Lagon is most of the time is like basically it's the Kitaba of this game, is the noob trap, right? A lot of noobs, beginners and stuff die to this boss. Gotta make sure you keep an eye on the red eye. When he goes red, you change the side pretty much. Then you stay on the side. Juke a bit here and there. Again, try to stay on one side, he goes red. You go to that side. Again, you can just dash. If your character doesn't have a dash, you can see you can still do it. Dash is not necessary. A lot of people think this fight is necessary to have a dash. It's not. It just makes it even easier. Again, you don't need a dash. As soon as the eye goes red, you just move to the side.
You're starting to bore me.
And now I'm just gonna do it fast now. So I was like slowing it down just to show the mechanics. Once you know this fight, you can basically do it without getting hit once. Then I get teleported to the second phase. And now you get a bunch of waves and shit. Juke them, I guess. Stay in the middle so you have good vision of where they're coming from. The waves are not random, so you eventually just learn their patterns. Like the paths they take are not random. They're like on tracks. So yeah, once you know their paths, you know kind of like what to expect. It became pretty easy. This I would say if you're a beginner, this can be a like if you don't have resistances and stuff, you might take damage. Again, I've seen the best player in the world, Queen 69, die to this particular fight. So it can happen. But I'm here to help. If you're playing minions, this fight can be a bit annoying because the minions kind of like bag out and stuff. The devs are aware of it, they're working on it. So keep that in mind. The trick is basically just stay on the side, and once you do this fight in Monolith, it gets a bit harder because there's extra like waves going on and shit. But again, the fight is really easy one. Really easy. Like once you know what it does. But again, surprisingly, a lot of people die a bunch of times here and so on. Now he gives us O's blessing. We're basically collecting the blessings of gods. In order to kill another god, we have to gather their power. You know, in order to enchant a weapon, which is the spear we took from the tree guy in the previous act. And that way we're gonna be able to defeat Raya, who's causing havoc. Pretty nice. We don't need this anymore, the woodland stuffs, because we have one. So pretty nice stuff. Alright, and now chapter 9, the true challenge. A lot of people still think the difficulty spike in this act is like out of this world. We're gonna find out. I think the only like big jump is basically the boss. Majasa can be a bitch, especially for a class like this where you don't really have sustained DPS. But I think it's gonna be fine. We'll see. I'll work on it. Our damage is pretty insane, so. Spell. I like going inside. A single point on inside is pretty nice, just for the 20%. The 20% increased damage with just 1 point. You basically have it up all the time. And intelligence is 4% increased damage. So it's basically 25% damage for 1 point. It's pretty nice. All right, for this act, poison is basically introduced as a real threat. You want to take a look into poison resistance, right? So again, let's take a look at our gear. Like we mentioned, right now, our elemental resistances are just off the roof. Now, this is my sustain, this is my leech. So this item is actually pretty fucking nice for me, right? My boots, we have boots with vitality and movement speed. And I have vitality, poison, void, movement. Okay, these boots are just like turbo upgrade to my boots, right? More HP, poison resistance, void resistance. And again, the lightning resistance here is useless, right? So we're gonna go equip these boots and destroy these ones in the hopes of getting movement speed. We got 2 movement speed, good enough. As a lizard, it's a 83% chance. Yeah, 83% chance is a big chance. So don't be surprised if you break this. See? It's a big chance. We need poison resistance. This is broken. This is just a classic lizard experience. Again, you want poison res. Basically YOLO. These items are garbage, right? So whatever. Again, this item doesn't not that good for us. Cold resistance, lightning resistance, damage over time, elemental resistance. Do I need you? Okay, I don't need him. So we can take a look if we have a ring with poison resistance. Poison. Okay, so we have poison resistance here. We have poison resistance, physical resistance, fire resistance there. And we lose mana regen. I think this is worth. And this comes with poison necro. That's pretty nice. The frailty is also really good, but what can you do? What do we have here? We have also poison resistance here. We lose a bit of crit, we lose a bit of mana. The necrotic rest is whatever, we don't face necrotic enemies here. And we definitely want to upgrade this poison rest and, I mean, hope to god, you know, we don't break it too much. I have tier 4, that works for me. And then we need a ring. Ring with poison resistance. Boom. And right, just like that, we're capped on poison res. We still have our physical res, pretty much. And it should be pretty good. I will try to upgrade my boots. I think this is still pretty nice because of the mana regen we're getting. But I don't know how much actual value we're getting anymore. Let's see. 3 mana regen and 20% damage reduction. It's actually pretty big. So I'm probably gonna keep it. We can start dumping shit into our stash. You never know if you're gonna need it or not. The lightning damage. That weapon is actually insane. It rolled so nice. Tier 5 spell damage, stun chance. And it's our high base. Level 51 though, can't use it. Spell damage, cold damage. That could be useful. We got another color ring here with Fizz and Voidress. I like this ring a lot. We might use it over this. I'm gonna keep it on a special tap right there. But I'm gonna need materials in order to use it, right? So Bleeding Heart is not gonna work for us. This res works. Armor Shred, actually really nice. We are also not gonna really need this, so I'm gonna take a look at what amulets we have in store. Shred Armor, it's actually really nice. That's a lot of damage. And again, we're not facing necrotic enemies, so this is fine. That void resistance we might use later. Fizz res is okay. This cold res, lightning res, I don't think we're ever gonna use, but cooldown reduction is nice, void res is nice, cooldown is nice. Fire damage is useless. Spell damage, necrotic res, elemental res. This ring, it's actually pretty fucking nice. I'm gonna keep it around. The void res also we might need when we get rid of that. And this is useless. Again, the good stuff I'm gonna keep with me. just because I might get resources to craft, right? Which right now we don't have resources to craft because we spend a lot of resources into getting a decent weapon, right? All right, I would say we are ready to go though. Overcapping in poison resistance is never too bad because poison damage has an innate shred. So if you get hit by a poison tick, your poison resistance is gonna go down. So having a bit extra, it's never bad. That's why I'm not too worried about having a bit too much there. And again, you can see what we did there, right, with our elemental resistances. We built elemental resistances, and now that our elemental resistances are capped, we were able to shift without losing elemental resistances. We added the other resistances into our gear, right? And with teleport we're capped. And now let's go to the chapter 9, the famous chapter 9. And this chapter kind of again, it ramps up the difficulty, like the damage you take. Some of the mobs are pretty scary. You can get crit and get blown up pretty much. So, yeah. Do this. Okay, this is an area level 53. These guys explode on death, so don't get too close. Apparently the devs heard that people love that mechanic in PoE, so they said, hey, you know what, we need it in this game too. Fuck. Again, just slow down a bit, and if you have enough damage, you should be fine. Careful with the zealots, they apply ignites on you. These guys have dash. Right. Done. Going back to the hub. NPC talking.
Hold out.
Yes. Take care.
I like that. 2 points.
Hello. Stay safe.
So I think Majasa, the final boss in this area, is level 50 something. 1557, I think she is. And she's definitely like a big jump in difficulty for especially characters like this that are just used to not get consistent damage applied to them, because she has like some, like her final phase is like basically a bit gear checky. We'll see how we deal with it. I actually haven't fought her with Mage yet. I fought her like a bunch of times, but haven't played Mage yet. So, kind of interesting. Now we're gonna spawn like a poison boss thingy. Exploded, poor guy. Ooh, look at this rank. Very nice. Lot of HP. Poison res. This ring is pretty. Look at my HP. Boom. That's a 100 HP ring right there. Really nice. Mana and health. Really fucking nice. Just like that. Look at how much HP we just got in 2 items on the floor. That's pretty fucking massive. Pretty big. How are you doing, Metal, by the way, in the chat? Hello, sir. We gotta go down, by the way, in this place. I don't know why I was going up. Herborian boots. Not bad. Again, I think the one unlucky thing is that we broke our boots. So, no experience. That's really nice. Let's try to zoom it. Let's make it, let's get as much value as we can from this. I would normally don't do this, but since we got XP on kill, I'll just kill everything I can. Come to me, enemies. This guy spawns like a bunch of poison shit. He's like a wizard guy. Lord of the Flies. Mocha.
Thank you for this. I could have got you happen perhaps. I can't complain about that.
Let's go.
You ready to head out then?
And this is Eric.
The scale bend
A bit of a chat, you know. A bit of a chat when it comes to NPCs in this game.
to stage ambushes. People
It is what it is.
makes me sick to see them exploit our people like this.
Ignite is not war. It's not. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Mainly because they come with a shit ton of movement speed. 20 movement speed, 50 movement speed, and leech rate. That's actually pretty good. Everything else for us is useless on the boots. But this would be really good for the boss fight, because the final boss is really fast. It's funny, those are the NPC boots. Like this, the boots are based on that NPC that is helping us. A bit of a lore drop right there. Seems like my girlfriend is calling me. Perfect timing. What? Sorry, guys. She needs some help with like her paperwork and stuff. Because we signed the contract for this flat today, and I'm helping her get her work permit. But here we are. We're back. So let's continue. I'll do an edit probably on YouTube or something, put it all together. But let's continue. Like I was mentioning, before we got rudely interrupted by my girlfriend. We just got some pretty good upgrades to our health, which are gonna be pretty massive. Pretty nice. You heard about YouTube removing the dislike button? What is the dislike button? I've never had a dislike in my videos. Like, it's not gonna be a difference for me, because my videos are 100% like. Because they're quality content. Like and subscribe. What do you think? How was that? Okay, good stuff. Again, be careful with the new enemies, do all the quests and stuff, you know, get as much XP as you can. Poison resistance, that's pretty good though, with mana regen. I prefer the coral ring though, the coral ring is really insane. Okay, and this is the last hub of the current campaign at least.
Change is coming. I understand you.
Cinematic experience. This production, this quality, incredible stuff.
Freedom will be our future. My future. At any cost.
Spoiler, she doesn't look friendly. She does not look friendly, that snake.
Can I help you?
Let's see what he buys. Shattering, increased health, lightning res. Pretty nice actually, with a lot of armor. It's not bad. And with mana, lightning res. Not bad, I'll keep it. Because we might need the health for the final fight, like I mentioned. Everything else looks fine.
Stay safe, brother.
Talk to all the NPCs, you know, there's a lot of talking in this town,
The temple is
back and forward.
I don't want to see you here again.
They give you all the quests and stuff.
Yes. Take care.
Welcome back. Hello, hello. I'm back.
I overheard your what? It's well, but
Zarek, he likes to talk a lot. To be honest, the dialogues are pretty good.
bring me his head, of course.
But I've done them before, so we're just gonna try to get it going, you know, get it going. These guys, Scarab Raiders, are so fucking annoying endgame. Because their attack is it's basically instant, almost, like it's super fast. And it does a shit ton of damage and it's like stuns you and stuff. Really annoying. Woodland stuff, 60. My stuff is pretty good though. You died once to this Ag boss. to Majasa. I mean, Majasa is only hard if like you're under geared. For example, right now, I'm pretty under geared and under leveled, right? I mean, we got here in like what, like 3 hours, right, to Majasa. Because the last video was 2 hours and this one we're like 1 hour and a half in. Like, let's just say 4 hours, right? So if you're super under geared, it can get a bit tough. But if you go slow, if you have like 1,000 health, you know, you have sustained damage and stuff, you should be fine. But Majasa, she's definitely by far the hardest enemy in the campaign, by far. And she's actually pretty good against my kind of build, which is like a burst build. But she's pretty bad versus like damage, sustained damage, like DPS builds. Because she does like bursts of damage, right? And she doesn't really have a lot of downtime when she's dealing her damage. So this character, normally you kind of like, you do your big spell, and then you kite, and then you do your big spell, and then you kite. And Majasa doesn't really let you breathe in that regard. I have some plans though. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I just had an idea. It's a bit late for me to do that. I legit just thought about it. So instead of using focus, I'm gonna take out focus, and since I'm not losing lightning strike, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for static orb and say, Lizard, why static orb? Because static orb has this lightning ages. Lightning ages makes you take 25% less damage. You know, we're gonna go for max duration, so we get 8 seconds. And then what we should do is we should go for max mana cost, right? Minimum mana cost. Now, that's what I'm gonna do. So basically we can have static orb here. I just thought about this. So now we get lightning edges for 8 seconds. And that way we're gonna be way tankier. And we can just cast it once every 8 seconds, whatever, right? Hey, what's up, Quiet? Welcome everyone from the raid. We're doing a play with me playthrough right now, so I'm kind of like talking through what I'm doing, how I'm leveling and so on. For the YouTubes, you know, but welcome everyone. Oh, I saw you were playing PoE. You got your setup going. Nice. Glad to hear. Right. Oh, look, chest. This guy, if you fight him, it does a lot of damage. But it's fine for the most part. Actually, I'm actually gonna go for a bit more chill. Can I make it? How do you make it orbed? The orb now only for 5 seconds before explodes. Let me kill a few orbs and testing more than all the ones. Okay. Before exploding. Okay. I think that's what I want to do. And I can do it mini orbs, right? I think I'm gonna do that, because I just want the damage reduction pretty much. So that's what we're gonna do. And we might do the cold compression just because we have a lot of cold damage and chill and stuff. I might do that. So let's do that, I guess. So now they shift orbs around us, right?
Can I help you?
5 seconds. That's absurd. No, we're gonna fight this guy. We're not paying money, of course. There is. So basically I'm using orb literally just for the damage reduction. Arboreal circuit, a lot of movement speed, but it's a bit late for arboreal circuit. Ooh, what is that? The volcanic orb one. Again, we're not playing volcanic orb, so. The mobility is a bit annoying of these mobs for Glacier, but. You get an ambush here, so be careful. Doesn't seem like we got anything too good. Get the mana cost down now. Just so we can spam it pretty much. We can only have one at the moment, but again, it's not doing damage for me. It's just doing damage reduction. So as long as we have the buff up, and we want to have the buff up, so we make it cost almost no mana, so we can spam it. That's pretty nice, that copper ring, with critical strike avoidance. Main issue of this is preparation. It's kind of like getting less and less value now, because I'm not really getting value of preparation anymore, which is the node that I invested like points early on. Just got a shit ton of uniques. Another arboreal circuit. Well, it's a lot of gold, so I'm down. Nice. You gotta talk to this guy, and you tell her 20k, and she will give you 20k.
What brings you here?
Let's see what she has. Nothing good. But we can sell the uniques, you know. Let's see what I don't know, what is it, this The spell is health, mana, armor. It's not actually that bad. It's a lot of health. I'm down. Bye bye Arboreal Circuit, Arboreal Circuit. We don't want it. And this is not doing anything for us. Freeze multiplayer. Maybe it pays off. Cold damage, sure.
Farewell.
And now we can use the more orbs. We can take the smaller orbs. We can take the cold conversion, so we get more chill. Since if we make it a cold spell, we're benefiting from the cold passives that we're using. It's probably gonna level before we get to Majasa anyway, so we can add orbs later. This act is a bit long. So we have a boss here, like a mini boss. She can be a bit of a bitch. As you can tell, she moves very fast. She's annoying. Use your damage reduction when you need it. Mainly hard to get my mana back because it's hard to hit the guy with the mana strike. And there it is. Now she's gonna transform. This one is a bit less jumpy though. She does like a tail whip attack thingy. Right. Pretty straightforward. Ghost. Has my PoE league ended? No, I'm just playing some LE now. I'll go back to it whenever I'm burned again. Like, PoE is always gonna be there, right? Not a big deal. Alright, Sarek, let's go. I believe in your plan. I believe in Zerk. He's quite the MVP. Again, I think it's way easier to do Monolith and then come back to this. But what do I say if PoE got free respect option? I mean, I don't think it matters that much, right? Because everyone that plays PoE pre-plans every fucking point they're gonna use. Like, that game is played on PoE, so I don't think it will change too much. And all the theory crafting is done in PoE, so... I think respecing on RPGs shouldn't be easy, you know, to begin with. It's an RPG, right? You're supposed to... It's a role-playing game, like it's in the name, right? You should have like an identity, and you should have decisions that matter. You shouldn't be able to just transform your character into anything you want at any point, because then it's not an action RPG anymore, it's just an action game like Diablo 3. In my opinion. When is the next LE patch? I have no idea. December, we think. Be careful this area because you don't see them coming and they all rush you at the same time. They can like shotgun you, all these dogs. Now the big dog comes. Right. We get the crits, so we get more res. We're gonna go for this because we're gonna be fighting Majasa and she's a boss or a rare, right? It's gonna be useful. We're gonna go for the armor. We could go for clones, honestly, for that fight. Clones, but it's too late, I think. Duration for sure. And then we can go for this. Why not? I have 2 orbs. I think they collide or something. Alright, let's keep going. We're getting pretty close. Palms are sweaty. Mom spaghetti. I think it's gonna be pretty close actually with my current character. We'll try to get some upgrades before we get in there. We could run temple a couple times too, to level up a couple levels. Every level is like HP, right, that you get, so... And a passive point, so they're pretty massive. Levels early on are pretty massive. I will definitely respect some of my points. Okay, be careful with this bitch. We're turbo tanky though. Nice. Nothing really good, sadly. Holy fuck. I need so many points. I don't think I'm gonna get there. I don't know. Woohoo! What's up, Darkwook? Hello, hello. Cooldown recovery, really good with HP, really good. I think my current helmet is absolute dog, so that's a pretty decent helm we got there. Other potions. I said I would grab this that point for the insight, arcane insight. It's pretty nice. This is pretty fucking big for us if we can get there. Which I should be able to because I have more points. I have 3 points, extra points on Mage. It's really big for Glacier. Again, we're gonna have to do a bit of a respec, but be fine. When you're playing your class, make sure you don't forget about damage reduction. This thing that I did, just grabbing the 25% damage reduction, it's free, you know? You're taking 25% damage reduction multiplicative with other DRs. It's pretty nuts, you know? Let's go. Static ore build. We're doing Glacier at the moment, leveling. We might transition into static, we'll see. I don't think you are really playing a build in the campaign, honestly. I don't think you're playing a build until you're like, what, level 90? Personally. Because you don't even have... maybe like 85, something, when you have access to all the bases and stuff. And 75, you have like 20 points on all skills. Before that, you're just leveling. And normally you're just gonna play a leveling build, you know? Like Glacier, like Hammers, like Puncture for Marksman. Like Poison Leech for Leech, right? These guys have dodge, so I can hit them. Please? Okay, we hit them. It's really nice when we hit them. Increase damage too. That guy had everything. As you can tell, some enemies are just like way stronger than the others. Like Zealots, which are those guys with the flaming swords, are really strong. In the end game, they scale like crazy. Like they like fucking one-shot you with one ignite. And they spawn in like groups of fucking 6 or 10. Same for these guys, Ember Mages, they're pretty strong. Okay, he exploded. Alright, let's go. This is the most underused scenery in the world. Like, we get all this cool scenery. Like, holy shit, this is so nice. Am I gonna get a boss here or something? Some ambush? And it little lasts. I mean, let's not shame, you know, duration here. That's it.
I've got to keep steering, or Talon will land.
And then
Do something.
I think this is such a missed opportunity. I think they could have done something cool. Like, what if you fight a boss on top of there, and when the boss dies, the bird dies or something? You know, it explodes or something. Like, you have like a suicide bomber kind of like kind of enemy. You know, where he has like explosives, like, or he has like a flamethrower or something. I don't know. Could have been so much better. Hopefully they work on it. It's not just final. Okay, in this area, it's easy, right? But if you go too fast, enemies spawn behind you. So be careful, because you make this thing where you like teleport, you think you're fine, and then a shit ton of enemies come behind you, and you're like, what the fuck happened? You see enemies start appearing from somewhere and stuff, from everywhere. So you think you're fine, and then a shit ton of enemies come. Be careful. The enemies are not hard themselves, but see, like they spawn behind you. And if I used my teleport, you know, maybe, I don't know, your damage is on cooldown or you're out of mana or something. So just play a bit slower. If it's softcore, who gives a shit, you know, just press W. Void resistance, nice. Campaign would be 12 chapters. I think they actually plan on 14 now, from what I've heard, but they're only gonna have 10 on release, if I'm not mistaken. 10 on release, so we're not getting... The campaign is gonna come in like in expansions and stuff. They're gonna expand it, you know, like later. But on 1.0 they plan 10 acts, I think. If I'm not mistaken. That weapon is pretty good for minions, like Witch of the Grave or whatever it's called. Because it gives your minions lifesteal and a lot of increased damage. Actually really nice. Again, just go slow, you know, it's whatever. All of these enemies, by the way, are super OP in the end game because they scale like maniacs, basically. Holy shit, look at that drink. Tier 5 void resistance with intelligence. Really nice. And crit chance. Really, really nice drink. This bad boy. And good implicit too. This ring is turbo good. Or when we get to Monolith and we're fighting void enemies. We gotta go... isn't it high? No? It's not. Low? High? I don't remember. A sidetrack. I'm pretty sure you gotta go high. It's like yeah, that's it. Like I was like a rooftop. Monka S, look at these guys coming at me. Final damage, really nice. Virus, really nice. One more point, please. Okay, we really want to get this, but this is good for us. This is super. I think I'm gonna go into chill just because it's gonna be super useful to have perma chill on Majasa on the fight. Later on, we don't need as much. This guy actually fucks, so. Look at him. It's okay, we outplayed them. We outplayed him with the ancestral technique of going around in circles. The mobs cannot fight back. Vitality, nice. With resistance, nice. We actually found a lot of good stuff. So take a look at all of this. Problem is my boots broke, but I'm gonna use these boots. I lose HP, but I'm a fast boy now. D3 tactics, yeah. Okay, then we have Diamond Matrons, this fucking mob. Two of them spawn here. This mob is just... So enemies take less damage nearby them and they like heal them and stuff. Those mobs, by far my least favorite mob in the game, especially in the end game. So OP, bro. So OP. You spawned a bunch of them inside the temple. They're so annoying. Right, I'm gonna go to the end of time here, because it's time to do some respecs, in my opinion. It's time to get ready. First of all, we're gonna talk to the person that gives us points back. Again, right now, the reason I wanna respect from preparation is that when I cast, I have preparation, and when I cast my static orb, preparation is fucking gone, and this does no damage. So preparation is basically useless right now. No bueno, you know, no bueno. Things we can get, we could get crit and crit multi. We can get increased cold damage, pretty fucking nice. We can get health and mana, pretty fucking nice. Which I think I'm gonna do, just because my damage seems fine. And I'm scared I'm gonna die. And this is for YouTube, so I don't wanna be embarrassed, you know. It's really important. So, we will take the pussy approach. I'm gonna leave 1 point just to keep the slow chance, you know, 20%. Because if I get it on the orb, it's cool. So this works, 20 points, it's exactly what we want. And now we go back to Sorcerer. And there's different points that we can get. The cast speed for my Arcane Momentum is really good. The armor mana, really good, but we want to get here. So I think I'm gonna go for the int, maybe the crit. All of these are good, honestly. We can also take this for the. This is the pussy note right here. If you're scared, you take this point. This will freeze the enemy if I get low. This is never going to proc because I'm never going low. But we're gonna grab it just because I'm role playing. I'm one of you guys, okay? And now we get the adaptive spell damage with the mana regen, which is pretty massive. Okay, so we get a bunch of HP here. And our cold resistance is looking nice. Or fist resistance, not so good. Let's take a look at what idols I have. Let's see. So the void resistance is nice, the vitality is kind of useful, this is useful. Cold damage kind of useful. This absolutely worthless. This is kind of nice. Kind of worthless, honestly. Necrotic arrest really good. Necrotic arrest really good. Physical arrest really good. Physical arrest really good. Poison arrest really good. So let's see what can we get that is better than this shit. We have a bunch of spell cold damage and frostbite with cold skills. Hey, that's gonna give us a bunch of damage. Frostbite base damage is not that high. I think it's like, how much is frostbite base damage? I think it's like, I want to say 40. Let's take a look. Frostbite is basically like a cold bleed for those who don't know. Let's take frostbite. Frostbite is 35 cold damage. I said 40. What can I say? A bit of a bit of a 5 hit right here. Okay, we don't need this. Chance to cast fire aura, no. Cold resistance, we don't need. Melee lightning damage, we don't need. I think this is pretty much our idle setup for the fight. Everything else is pretty worthless. And now we need to take a look at the how much crafting stuff I have. We don't have good stuff, okay? I would recommend you to farm a bit, right, before you go into this fight. Things you can do to not waste your time. Well, you can see we have a shit ton of fucking quests that we have to do, and these are gonna give us passive points and shit. So I would highly recommend you doing this. What is this quest even? Oh, these are the new quests. What do we have left? Lesser Refuge, Ruined Era. We could do this one. This one is always also nice. The tunnels. These ones here are really nice too. So just so we can get a bit more guardians, so we have more to craft with. Pretty much, that's what I'm gonna do. You could go in right now, but since it's hardcore and I want the series to, you know, this is pretty efficient to do. So might as well get ready for the big fight, you know. There's passive points waiting for us, why not just grab them? This is 2 passive points and they take us, you know, that's spell damage right there. And this literally takes us no time. We don't even need to kill anything here. But I kill them if they body block me. If they body block me, like I'll get. Hola. Vale. Cake? Boggers. That's really nice by my girlfriend. Bog. I would recommend before you go to Majasa, make sure you have 1000 life. But I have quite a bit of DR, so it's not gonna be that bad. Again, you don't need to kill anything here. I'm doing it for immersion. Refinement, bulk. What kind of cake? I mean, it's like a freestyle cake she did yesterday. It has chocolate, regular cake, I don't know how you say that in English, like regular, just plain cake, like the mass, you know. And then it has a bit of banana and a bit of other fruits like blueberries and shit. So a bit, it's like a fruity chocolate cake, kind of. She theory crafted herself. It's pretty nice, and it has Nutella too on top of it. Excellent. She theory crafted? Yeah, she's like Fucking build maker, cake maker, you know? She's going blind. No guide, you know, no tutorial, no build planner. Oh, nice, that's what we came for too, so. Hopefully in this chest, is this hardcore? Yeah, this is hardcore, yeah. Glyph of the Guardian, like I said, this chest piece have a lot of glyphs of the Guardian, so... Again, this is 2 passive points, fucking massive, you know. This is also a passive point. This quest, a lot of people get confused with this quest and they don't know how to do it. Basically, you have to get into the ruined era and enter the college. Right? And then you have to do the same in the Imperial era. Actually, this is the fucking... this is a different quest. I have to kill the horror. So let's do it in the right order. I thought I already procced it. You have to do it in the Imperial era first. Study in time. And then you come back. Is it worth to do some chest runs for the glyph? I mean, what I would do is I would just go mono. If I was playing on a tournament or if I was playing on my own, I would just go monolith. Because monolith right now would be really easy for this character, like the first monolith timeline, this one. Would be really easy, because the mobs are really easy, the drop rates are really good. And you could just like fucking go for the glyph rewards and guarantee get it, you know. That would be the best thing. But I'm trying to do the campaign, you know, in the order that it's meant to be, just so it's a bit more educational. Because to be honest, if you do it like that, it's kind of like cheating, honestly. It's kind of like cheating. If you skip parts of the campaign, can you really say you beat the campaign? I think it's cheating. Personally, and we don't like that. Health is nice. Look at that, 650 gold. Holy shit, big rewards. We came really for the passive point, that's the big one, right? The passive point is the big one. There's a couple chests here. Well, in the live version. We gotta go back to the Imperial era. We basically go to the corpse of a guy to get the keys of his room, and then we go back to the present to kill the guy we just got the keys from, the, you know, the corpse we got the keys from. So yeah, it's one of those you know, paradox, time paradox things. It's pretty cool. I wish they did more of this thematic, you know, because it's kind of unique of the game, like the time travel and all that. And right now it's not really utilized. Like, sure, we have different timelines and so on, but that's about it. I have a suspicion the story is gonna take a twist revolving that, right? Where like, you know, if you fuck with time, you know, kind of butterfly effect. Like if you try to change the past, you know, like all you're gonna do is gonna mess up the future kind of deal. That's kind of like my guess with how the tone of the game is set. So I think it's gonna be, we're gonna end up being the anti-hero and the ones that actually create the disaster. So basically the anti-Blizzard game, when it comes to, instead of being the hero, you're gonna be the fucking problem. But that's just my guess. Nothing official, obviously. For those PoE players, doors open automatically in this game. We have a tech that has been developed over years in China. And yeah, we get to enjoy it in this game. Insane stuff. Alright, that's it. And now we go talk to the NPC and we get the passive. Again, this might seem like a waste of time, but again, you're getting passives, you know, depending on the class, these passives could allow you to get like super important points. So
What do you want?
I think it's absolutely worth doing this. Yeah. Oh, we got black hole in case we wanted black hole to like cheese the boss or something. Okay, which actually I might use. Also, no reflect map mods. We used to have that actually. So, but when I started playing, we had reflect. So, Shatter Valley. That's killing the dragon. We don't need to do that because we have all the idols already. And then we have a quest in the Majalka district, right? We can go get. I don't think we get a passive for any of this, but might as well do it. Yeah, Leech was a bit mandatory back in the day. I played damage over time Leech, Poison Leech back in the day, so I didn't give two shits. Back when that was a thing, I didn't give two shits. Yeah, exactly. Darkwalk. What Darkwalk is saying in the chat is that doing what you're doing for these like key fights, especially if you're playing hardcore, right? If you're playing softcore, who gives a shit? If you die, you just go again until you get it, right? But trying to reach, like, you know, sometimes you're gonna have, depending on your mastery and stuff, right? You're gonna have like skills, or you can't really see, but let me show you. You're gonna have skills locked on the top of the tree, and for example, Black Hole, you know, we just unlocked. For example, if we were playing a Spellblade, we would get Surge, right, which gives you immunity when you're dashing. Things like that, right? They can be pretty fucking massive when you're, depending on the class you're playing. So kind of plan these things ahead, right? If you can spend an extra minute farming for a level before you go into a big boss, well, it might fucking save you, right? So you might want to do it. Do I need to? Do I talk to you? I think this is the Rat City girl, right? You always say Rat City. You have a dialogue option here. You always say Rat City, it doesn't matter, always. Right. And I'm pretty sure we don't need to do these two because we don't get anything out of it. So, okay. Now we go to... We could do it here, but let's go to the end of time and get ready for the final fight, boys. Hopefully we get a level before we reach the final fight. Okay, so we're level 54. I would say I'm like 100 HP short on what I would like to be. The spell physical damage is kind of nice, the healing effectiveness is useless, the mana is actually pretty nice for me, because I can spam thingy. Damage reflect, absolute useless. And we have a bit of armor also. Maybe I can get something better, we will see. Maybe this can become a god chest. Let's see what chest we have. How is it called? Body. Professional, by the way. Again, 4 health, 60 armor, not a great, right? Void Rest, not important in this fight. Firebrand, not important. Vitality, spell damage, armor, not important. To be honest, I think this unique is our best bet, because 79 health is fucking massive, with 74 armor is pretty nice. The mana, pretty massive for Glacier, right, because we can spam it a couple times. Almost 300 mana at this stage is pretty good. Can the damage reflect mod proc on hit? Yeah, I mean, if they hit me, like, it will... If they hit me, it will proc, right? It's them hitting me. So it's basically useless. It's flat at least, so it's 70 flat damage. Okay, let's take a look at our skills. I think our tree is looking nice. I mean, this is gonna be useless during the fight because we're not killing, but everything else I think I'm happy with. Crit chance. This, I mean, it's basically trying to get as much mana as I can with this bad boy, right? If necessary. This is fine too. We get a bunch of resistances. We get a bunch of and we get a bunch of armor. So right now our armor is at 21%, which is not that much on a level 50. So it's gonna be a bit less on the Majasa area because it's gonna be higher level than 54. It's gonna be like 57. So keep that in mind. Okay, so this is my leech. How much do I value this? I don't know. The only way I'm gonna get rid of this is if I have some good HP gloves. Let's see what I have. Armor shred. That's what I have. The armor shred can be really nice though to get damage. Health, mana, really nice. Right. Poison, necro, res, fracture. These boots I think I'm keeping with them. The thing is, these boots with these gloves have really good synergy because this gives me 3% elemental leech, and I already have 1% leech because of this, right? 1.5 actually. So I have like 5% leech pretty much, right? And I get a lot of leech rate thanks to my leech rate makes leech happen faster. I have 32 for here, and I have 21 here, so 50 in total, which is pretty nice. And the movement speed is just, I don't think I can compete with this like fucking 35 movement speed of these boots at the moment, because they roll 20 movement speed, you know. So it is what it is. Okay, this belt is pretty nice. We can craft on it a bit, kind of YOLO. Maybe fizz res, maybe cold damage. I'm gonna go for a random fizz res. It didn't damage fracture, so it's fine. I gotta be careful because I only have like 4 guardians, right? Okay, very important thing I wanna use my guardian on. We have chance to chill. Guess what's gonna be massive? Slow. And because it's a tier 1, I don't have a single slow. Okay. That's what we need to get. We need to get slow right now. Let's see if we got it. Okay. Where is the slow here? Huh? Huh? Where is the slow here? Ah, the attack speed. We don't have any slow chance, sadly. Alright, let's see if I got some here. Slow chance is gonna be really important, so I definitely need to get this. Shock. Okay, the only way to get slow is on your weapons, so we're gonna gamble for weapons until we get it, pretty much. We're gonna sell the stuff that we're not gonna use. I'm gonna keep the movement speed. I'm not gonna keep that for sure. Maybe endurance. This is pretty nice. I'm gonna craft on this. Maybe not actually. I'm gonna craft on the other one, this one. I'll keep this for the cooldown. Keep this in case mine breaks. Keep this for the cool damage. I don't even know why this is in my inventory. Absolute dog. Maybe. Maybe. The critical wins and we sell this. Alright, we basically buy the cheapest fucking shit. 2000, whatever, you know, we don't, the cheapest shit we buy if something is too expensive, because obviously we're oh, actually I have a shit ton of gold. I'm just gonna buy everything. I didn't realize I had 100k. Again, we're looking for a chance to slow, okay? I'm gonna buy the smaller stuff just so it takes less inventory. Chance to slow and hit. Chill, we don't want chill, we want chance to slow. Chance to melee. To be honest, normally at this stage you should have at least a couple, but I don't know, I just got unlucky. Nothing there.
Not bad.
Bleed, we don't want bleed.
Looks powerful.
Shred armor on hit, it can be nice. Alright. I'm gonna buy the small. I mean, might as well buy woodland stuffs. Maybe we get something good.
Not bad.
Shock, poison. Again, no slow. Feels bad.
Looks powerful.
Bleed.
Excellent choice.
Slow. Okay.
Maybe it'll help you along the way.
And now you pray to the gods that you get it. Okay, we got it. Important. We need to hit this. And we use our guardian because we can't afford not getting it. Okay. Okay, perfect. 36% chance with an ability that hits 3 times. It's more than enough. You can only have 3 stacks. I think this is fine. I have 2% chance of damaging here. It's a bit risky. I'm gonna wait on this.
You may find a treasure.
And you know, you could look at to see if there's something else you might want, but I have everything else I want. I have everything else I want. I already know. Okay, things I can craft here, kind of like YOLO, armor shred for more damage. And nice, pretty nice. We definitely want this tier 5 health. Super important. Please don't break. 81, good roll. That's good, that's good. Okay, this item is pretty useless at the moment. 8 mana, not doing much for us, and I really like this. It comes with health, cooldown reduction, really fucking nice. Again, please give me the health. Okay, 37 health. We're looking at almost 1000 health, which is what I recommended. Our elemental resistances should be covered when I use teleport, which is gonna be always. Necrotic resistance not important, void resistance not important. We need a bit of poison and a bit of physical, right? Physical, I mean, I can do the poison here. 60, 70. This is what you call a YOLO. Okay, nice, nice. And we keep the health. We need one more level to be able to upgrade. We're level 53. 54, wait, 1 second. 56, so I need 2 levels. So that's pretty much what this ring is gonna be. This ring is actually pretty fucking nice. The poison res is not that much of a big deal. The fizz res is way more important in this fight. Let's see what my options are. This fractured, sadly, so not much we can do with that. My gloves are absolute dog shit. This is dog shit. I mean, we can do. It's kind of sad, right? Apparently, I don't have fizz res. Let's see where I have fizz res. We want an item that only has fizz res, right? So we guaranteed get it. We get the fizz res, and now we go guardians with the life. 63, that's pretty nice. Then we have one more guardian. We could go for spell crit. I know I have it. I know I have it somewhere, but it's not here, I guess, so it's probably on spell crit. There it is. I need a rune of rune of removal. This guy updates his shop every 10 minutes, or if you log in, log out. So, we're gonna abuse. Look at me, I look like a pimp. Nice. So again, I'm just using. It's just a smart use of the game mechanics. It's not my fault. And we got 4, which is really nice. I have 300 mana, I think, right? Actually, I don't. Well, it's 30% crit. It's pretty nice for just 1 point, you know. And let's see what chess piece he has. Poison, resistance, health, mana. Oof, this could be sexy. This could be sexy. This could be sexy. If we turbo YOLO the health. Okay, it worked. And the poison res. The question is, 11 mana, 18 mana, 90 armor, 74 armor. This one's way better, actually. And that should make it 1000 health. Plus max poison res, max elemental res.
Hey there. Wanna try your
Insane player. Good stuff. Again, gloves. He didn't have anything. I think the leech is gonna be important for this fight, so I'm gonna keep it. My amulet. I mean, we can YOLO a bit, maybe. I don't know, fucking spell damage. As long as it's not damaging, we can go for it. It's damaging, we stop. We don't want to lose HP. And everything else, I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote. That is capped on level. So this is our character for the fight. Wish him luck. I think he's ready. I think he's ready. I think he's completely ready for this challenge. Oh, are you kidding me? That was almost like making fun of me. You could also go health regen for this fight. I think health regen is really nice here. Be careful with this breach. Again, we want to get at least a level if we can. Careful again, teleporting far ahead, because the enemies spawn, they're like ambush. Stability? Dude, we're getting loaded now on currency. Are you kidding me? Look at that beautiful. That's pretty nice. Look at that idol. I need the fizz res. This cold damage, fuck you. HP. Beautiful. Look at that. My HP keeps growing. That 5 health could save me. We're almost there now, basically. Damn, I would really love to level before this one. But it's literally right there. Dome, poison rest, void rest, chill, static, lightning damage. It's not bad actually for later. But the necro is useless. I need the feast rest at the moment though. Alright, boys. Easy, guys, easy.
Were you hoping to find my just here is your death.
Oh man, I would love to level with this like waves. Not looking like it.
Nothing can stop me. Nothing.
Void Monka?
This makes no sense.
Damn. I both. Oh, that's it, boys. Creep in and out? Nah, it's fine. This dialogue is keeping me away from the hardcore world record. What is this?
This is not Mage. For millennia, the vessel maidens have died, so you could live. Now feel the unending abyss of their
Well, basically the small snake is supposed to be sacrificed to keep the big snake alive. It's like a ritual thing they do. But the small snake goes like, fuck you, I'm gonna betray you. And I'm gonna use the void against you. And, well, that's, well, and now she's evil. And now we get to fuck her. Well, I mean, kill her. It's a snake, you know, like. Okay. It's just the last phase that we gotta be careful. Be careful if she does this attack thingy. Just be behind her. Now she's gonna spawn like some like towers. That attack does like a splash. Just be close to her, pretty much. Now she's gonna do these things. Kill the fire one first, cause it's annoying as fuck. The poison one I legit ignore. I'm slow as fuck. She does those comments. I'm gonna be screwed on the second phase, we'll see how this goes. See, That did no damage. It's funny. No mana. I kind of fucked up, honestly. And no potions. Kind of fucked up. Misclicked. Activate my damage reduction. 8 seconds. Save my dash here. Use this for mana, actually. Oopsie. Okay, we seem fine. Ugh, Monka. He's gonna heal up now. I'll use her while he's here to get mana back. Monka blood. Basically her dashes, if you're not ready, they do that dash attack does a lot of damage. No, she's the last time she's gonna heal up. Let's get my mana back. Wait for her dash to do my dash. Holy shit. Never mind, she didn't dash. Oh god. It's fine, I'm fine. I have because I have my damage reduction up. To be honest, I played this pretty bad. Easy peasy. I miss the old Lizard, he used to be a wonderful gamer. I played it pretty bad, honestly. I got hit by everything. But this, again, I played this fight really bad. So if any of you guys, you know, are like missing a hand or something, you know, the fight is doable. Just gear properly. Again, I'm such a kind soul. To be honest, I didn't put that much effort because I knew I could tank it. It was fine. Again, if you got your poison, your elemental reses, your poison res, your fist res, some armor for the attacks, and you get some DR and 1000 life, you can't really die. He doesn't have enough damage. And now this small snake goes into a craziness thingy, and she is like, meh. And that's where we're left in the story. So that's it. That's where we're left in the story, and waiting for chapter 10, you know, and even more crazy mobs. Fuck.
Who are you supposed to be?
Oh, that's it. And now we talk to my favorite NPC. Holy fuck, we got a... that's just a passive point. I thought we got a full level, but it was just a passive point. Feels bad. We're gonna go into this later for the crit multi and stuff. But now we keep grabbing damage. Again, like I said, this wasn't needed whatsoever. The emergency freeze. But you know, if she has gotten me like low enough, like this would have procced and she would have been like frozen. But obviously we didn't need that. Got gamers around here. And yeah, and we talked to this NPC, and what we had ahead of us is the Monolith of Fate. This is basically where the end game starts. In my opinion, these first monoliths are way easier than Majasa and what we just done. So we can basically just fucking AFK this for a while. This is the first timeline. The Fall of the Outcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing playthrough with me. I think I did a good job explaining. And we're gonna continue the next one exactly from here. So I'll see you guys on the next one.